less than 30 seconds to go. Shouldn't be very laggy this time. We have Reska hosting instead. So it should be a nice smooth run from here on in. We have Reska playing in yellow towards the south of the map as Persian. So he's chosen a Persian war. Interesting. And Jakei playing in red towards the north of the map, also as Persians. Looks like getting a little house here for Reska. He's gone straight for the barracks and castle, so he's going halbs into elephants. Looks like Jakei is quite experienced here. We see him going for the castle already. He's gonna lose a villager there, getting trapped there. And the Tsar manages to pick one villager off. In the meantime, it looks like Reska not gonna lose a single walling that villager in very nicely with the stone walls. And he's gonna try and snipe maybe the vill building a house. Unfortunately, the Tsar stops moving and yeah, he doesn't succeed there. So the monastery getting delayed there from Jakei. And Reska's got a really, really nice fast build coming up. 3 barracks already up, a siege workshop up already as well, making those heavy scorpions. We see the triple castle, well, double castle plus siege workshop there, the front for Jakei, but he's falling behind in terms of pop already. Just that one villager and the idle time inside the town center costing him quite heavily. Alright guys, it should be working now. Let me know in the chat if it's fine. Stables now starting to go off for Jakei, and more siege workshops. So committing heavily into the siege workshop pressure. Reska getting a little housed once again. Jakei keeping the houses up. Well, he does have those castles up at the front, so that's going to be nice for him. And starting to make those elephants as well as the scorpions. So many halbs coming in from Reska though, and Castle should be able to defend most of those units coming out from Jakei. He's going to have to play quite defensive right now, given his poor start compared to Reska, who is almost tripling his military right now. Bill count dead even once again. First TC going up on the secondary gold for Jakei. Where is his... Well, this is Gold Rush. Okay, so Reska chose Gold Rush as his map of choice. Both players going to have to expand towards the center of the map, control all of the gold. I forgot. Sorry, guys. Score is 1-0 in favor of Jakei. He was asking me questions. In my defense, he was asking me questions and I got distracted. So I apologize for that, and I have updated the score now. So it is 1-0 in favor of Jakei so far. This is Reska's map of choice and in Civs as well. So Persians. And moving forward now with his elephant to start taking down that castle that Reska is building on the high ground there, on those hills at the very front. Jakei should also be building castles on those high ground, the high ground there towards his side of the map, and slowly press forward like that. In terms of military count, getting to become, well, it's becoming more even now. Was heavily in Reska's favor for a while. Reska pushing forward up towards the top of that hill with those elephants soaking up so much of the scorpion damage. But Jakei bringing in more war elephants of his own. He's losing so many scorpions here though. He does have those BBC helping out as well. And now he should be able to clear up all of these scorpions from Reska at the same time. He's also denying one of those castles here from Reska. He might get a second as well. Really, really nice play here for Jakei. He also denied this forward on the right-hand side from him, and he's got more castles coming in towards the right-hand side of that gold area in the middle of the map. He's starting to mine the gold in the middle as well now. We see Reska going for the raid on the left-hand side of the map instead, with those halbs coming in, but I don't think he'll be able to get too much damage. Unlike the Celt War that I watched earlier with MBL and Vinch, we're going to see a lot more farms from players here. Persians, very, very, very heavy, food-heavy civilization in order to get those elite war elephants out. And he once again denies one of those castles. This castle does look like it's going to go up. A massive fight, going to go in favor of Jakei, I think, and the castle goes up. So now he's going to have to move those scorpions back soon. And picking off yet another villager, moving forward to build yet another castle. Does seem like Jakei does have control of that center area. All the gold in the middle of the map belongs to him. Even if Reska is going for the raids on the side, it's not enough. Just too many scorpions. Yeah, he's going to back away for a little bit, probably going to bring those bombard cannons forward to try and start taking down that castle. Got to be careful though, yeah, he doesn't want to lose those scorpions, so he's just playing safe with the scorpions. First Treb is out as well to start taking down that castle. And in the meantime, it looks like Reska finally reaching Jakei's base there at the back with some elephants and rams. Jakei's just going to send some halbs and elephants back home to deal with it. I'm hearing some conversion sounds as well. Not really going to work that well. Surprisingly, Reska going for the trap, but chickening out at the last minute. Jakei does have 2 other traps sitting in the middle, and even more traps coming in. That castle will not last very long at all. He's just got way too much control at this point in the game. Even if he loses some economy in the back of his base, it doesn't really matter for him that much anymore. Wow, those bombard cannons, that's ballsy. Running right under the castle. Down goes the castle. He's going to take down that second castle on the hill as well. Still got all that army sitting in the back, ready to come in when necessary. And looks like Reska going for the trap snipe. Should get at least 1 trebuchet here with the elite war elephant. Might get more here with more elephants coming in. We see Jakei moving forward with his own elephants to try and save that trap. As well as the BBC, the scorpions. Reska definitely has more elite war elephants here, but Jakei has a lot more scorpions. I think Reska might win this because of the positioning of Jakei's scorpions. They just weren't in place. Yeah, he's definitely won this, and now Jakei's going to have to retreat for a bit while those war elephants come in. They might even clean up all of these scorpions. Really, really bad fight there. Looks like he's just going to hold the hill though, as Reska's elephant's getting kited away by some of those war elephants from Jakei. Just camping on top of the hill, using his bombard cannons to take down those scorpions from Reska, and he somehow has managed to hold. Yep. Scorpions, guys. Scorpions. Random X coming out from Jakei. I don't know what that was about. I just see an X coming out. Okay, so he's going for the stone now. Start building more castles. Prepping down that castle that Reska is trying to finish building. It's not going to happen. And Reska now trying to forward on the right-hand side. But it looks like Jakei has spotted out part of that, and he's sending elephants already to deal with this. Not going to be too successful in terms of economy. Fairly even across the board for both players. 80 odd villagers, but military still firmly in Jakei's favor. Having a look at his resources, he's got a lot of gold, lacking a bit of food now. He's going to wall off on the left-hand side as well, just to keep his economy safe. And looks like he was raided a little bit on the right-hand side as well. So he's going to have to build some more farms. Going to clear up this forward to secure that part of the map, so he can build those farms nice and safely. Now trying to press forward there with some rams, but just some war elephants from Reska are going to stop him. And his scorpions, well, it looks like he's going to have enough to defend here. He might lose some traps though. Those war elephants coming in to snipe those traps as well as the bombard cannons. He will get all 3 traps. Nice trade there for Reska. He's even got that ram soaking up the damage there from the scorpions as well. And moving forward to try and deal with the castle there. It's not going to be too successful, but no, he's going to be a bit of a nuisance there. Yeah, Reska now selling resources, just really struggling for gold. Having not managed to secure any of these gold piles in the middle of the map, which is really what he needed to be doing. And he's going to get more bombard cannons, but I don't think it matters too much for Jakei at this point in the game with so much gold available to him. He should really secure more of this gold with more castles though. Should be something that he should be thinking about, and he's just trying to get more farms up and clearing up some of the pressure for now. Okay, so he's collecting, Jakei now collecting up some relics and sending some war elephants forward as well. Just having a look, see what Reska's up to. Not going to be able to do too much more than that. Don't believe Reska, well, Reska's got 3 relics in the bank, so not in a terrible position in terms of relics, but still this center area that he has not managed to secure control of. That is the biggest issue for him in this game. Both players just gonna settle down, manage their economies a little more. In particular, I suppose this favors Jakei with all that control in the middle, being able to take all the gold freely, whereas Reska, he's really forced to apply pressure. He has to push forward into Jakei's army. Jakei can just camp on the high ground if necessary. He has all those scorpions as well. He's not using them to fight though. He's fighting with his elephants, but not his scorpion. The bad patrol from Jakei there. Now starting to move forward with those scorpions, taking down the ram with these elephants. He should have more than enough to deal with it now that the scorpions are coming in. Also reinforcing his army a lot faster there with those castles in the middle. Starting to make more traps as well. And GG being caught by Reska, realizing that he just can't push forward into this area with the gold. Alright. So, a quick look at achievements. Military 301 killed, 280 lost, 94 largest army to 86. And in terms of relics, 3 for Reska, 2 for Jakei, 109 to 93 Vil High. Let me have a quick look at what they're saying. Okay. So that takes it to 2-0 in favor of Jakei, who is now host again. Gonna be a little laggy, but suppose it's necessary. So you can choose the map. Alright, so Jakei is going to choose the Civ and map this time. Game 3 being map and Civ choice by Jakei. I'm wondering what he's going to choose. Probably just going to see the MGA once again. He seemed pretty comfortable with Huns, so perhaps that's what we'll see. Maybe we'll see Franks, also quite a popular Civ on the MGA. Okay. So, Franks. Let me just message Reska. Because they still have hidden civs on, so they can't actually see what the other player is choosing. It's going to be a Frank war, as anticipated, on probably DMGA. Daryab saying he can't see more destruction, he's out. He doesn't want to watch this anymore. Poor guy. Alright. Okay, so it is going to be GA. Frank's NGA. Well, I've watched a lot of that. He does really favor the early raiding. He seems to really enjoy doing that. We saw him do that perfectly in the first game, so probably going to see the early aggression once again. The difference being that Franks only get light cav, so they don't get Hussar. It's a little weaker. Let's see what he can do with it. And we're going to see Alps, Paladins, and Castle, so throwing Axemen. That's what I'm expecting from this particular game, and of course, your standard Rams and Trebs and all of that sort of stuff. But definitely going to see also some onagers, perhaps, to take care of the throwing Axemen. That's also something that players tend to throw in there. Alright, so less than 30 seconds to go until we get into the game. Should be a good one, potentially the last game in this series for both of these players, with Jakei already taking a 2-0 lead in this series. Playing in red towards the top left-hand side of the map, we do have Jakei, the Chinese player, and Reska playing in teal towards the bottom right-hand side of the map, both players as Franks on DMGA. So your standard map, standard start, nothing surprising here. Stables into barracks. So we're gonna see, well, 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of stables from Jakei. He's not even going into barracks. Oh, market start from Reska. I like this. Jakei going straight for the Vil kill, but Reska, nice defense this time around. Looks like he's sobered up a little. He's not going to lose a Vil. Very nice there. Playing that perfectly. It looks like Jakei on the other side of the map, also not losing any Vils. Reska's, like, just standing there, not doing anything. Interesting. Probably just not paying attention, it seems. Oh, market being deleted off by Reska, having sold 1,500 wood, 1,000 food, 1,000, I don't know. He sold a ton of resources. Jakei with the market a little later than Reska, so he's not getting as good of a price compared to Reska, but he's going aggressive straight away. And Reska with the early castles, one Vil goes down from Reska. The low health Vil unfortunately goes straight for the town center. He loses a second. Reska down 2 villagers already, and Jakei, well, luckily for Reska, he has walled that villager in on the castle, so he should be safe now. He's got lots of villagers towards the back, though, if Jakei goes there. And Jakei can play this just so aggressive now. He's just got a few paladins hanging around, trying to raid, like he did in the Hun game. Now he's gonna head towards the back, see what he can pick here. Nope, he's heading around, just keeping Reska off gold, it seems. And massing up his army back at home now himself. Throwing down those 2 TCs near his main gold. Unfortunately, can't throw them right next to it. 3 TCs. Okay, that's interesting. Gonna get denied though. 2 paladins coming in from Reska. Nice raid there. And Jakei immediately responding. That's a very nice fast response from him. 2 Vils. Well, he saves 1. I would say that's a win for him. Now patrolling at the front of that massive hill in between the players. A key point in this game. Whichever player controls this hill, pretty much gonna win. So Reska, unfortunately, if he can't force Jakei off that hill, he will be in a lot of trouble. And Jakei just gonna send some more paladins and halbs to the side of the map to defend from these paladins raiding from Reska, and he should be just fine. But Reska sending a large army ahead here towards the side around the army of Jakei, not taking that fight in the middle. Quite interesting. We'll see how it goes. He will be able to catch Jakei off guard here. Gonna kill off 5 Vils here while Jakei's army is out of place. Gonna deny that castle as well. Very nice raid there for Reska. And Jakei now getting housed thanks to that. But I like that play from Reska. Even though he's given up that hill, he's still in a pretty good position. And Jakei surprisingly choosing to drop the second castle not on that high ground, but rather at the bottom of the hill on the left-hand side. Okay, so Jakei defending there and waiting for the army of Reska to come back. He's going to try and catch it off guard. Now moving forward now with his own army towards Reska's base, but Reska's got castle there already. He's building siege workshops forward as well. The problem will be how is Reska going to push forward on top of that hill where Jakei already has those 2 castles in position. I really would have liked the second castle to be a little more forward, maybe here, and then he can camp in between the 2 castles. That would have been perfect. As expected, the onagers from Reska to deal with the throwing axemen, which are not out yet. And now we see a messy fight coming out from both of the players, getting stuck in between the siege workshops here for Jakei. So his paladins now going around, his halbs getting stuck as well. I'm not sure if this is the best fight for him. I would say Reska's got better positioning, but once that siege workshop goes down, Jakei should be just fine. Yeah, siege workshop going down, but Reska still in a pretty good position. He's brought his own paladins in from the side, and Jakei's gonna get cleaned up here. His own paladin's gonna be late to the party. So very nice fight for Reska, given the positioning for Jakei's units. And Jakei is quite behind in terms of economy as well. You can see the kill death now firmly in favor of Reska, 130 to about 120. But now Jakei pushing forward, going for quite an all-in strategy here with the throwing axemen, the paladins coming in. If he takes down these traps, it's not going to be terrible for him. But he needs to be careful that Onager could take down quite a lot of his own throwing axemen, bringing in more halbs, sending more units forward, just running out of steam a little here for Jakei. Does seem to have a little more army out on the map compared to Reska, but it's a minimal difference. And he does get 1 treb with the Onager, so still not getting the second. And going to start booming up a little bit now. Does seem like he's finally managed to secure that extra gold pile with the castle, as well as the town centers coming up there. He has an interesting town center placement, I'll tell you. I'll say that much. Just putting down those town centers in a bit of a rush. He just needs to camp the hill now. Be careful. Play it slow, safe and slow. Boom up a little bit. Get a stronger economy, both players managing to survive the market onslaught at the very start of the game. But Reska with the earlier market definitely getting an advantage. Alright, now it looks like Jakei starting to collect up those relics. His castle's starting to get Treb down there by Reska, but Reska's left this Treb kind of undefended. Jakei trying to go in there for the Treb snipe, not going to get it, and probably going to have to go for the Treb with his own Trebs at this rate. Oh, Onager! Onager out for Jakei! Reska has to retreat now, does not want to mess with that Onager coming in, and looks like Jakei, well he could, yeah, he's going to snipe the Treb there, very nice for him, and probably should just run away. We'll lose the Onager for nothing, but at least he gets the Treb, his own castle stays up and safe, and he keeps control of that hill. Ever important. Alright, so Reska taking much better map control so far. He spread himself across the map, taking all the extra resources there as well, but his problem will just be that hill. Jakei once again sniping off one of those Trebs there from Reska. Big fight coming in, lots of health coming in from Jakei, though Reska does not want to fight into that number of health coming in from the back, especially not on top of that hill, and Jakei's just going to retreat after getting a little bit of a good fight there. Just wants to force Reska to come to him on top of that hill, and then he'll get good engagements. But Reska now starting to push on the left-hand side, going to try and take Jakei off of his gold on the left-hand side. And all of Jakei's army towards the center of the map, so he's got to be careful. Could lose a castle here, and bringing in some paladins should be enough to clear up the Treb. So he's going to go and clear up the Treb now, but at the same time we see Reska going for that push with his throwing axeman coming in to snipe off the Trebs from Jakei in the middle. It looks like Jakei's throwing axeman not patrolling properly, but Reska not paying enough attention. Gets the halves, but he doesn't get the Trebs. The 3 Trebs taking down his castle. In the meantime, Jakei manages to take his Treb as well. Probably should retreat. Not going to take that fight there for Jakei. He just wants to take that castle down. The Asian's very good at the game. Well, these, the 2 Chinese DMers who signed up are 2 of the top Chinese DMers, so it's not that surprising. The problem for them is there's not that much competition in China for deathmatch. Not many players play it. So I know who the other Chinese player has been learning from knowledge lately, so he's improving quite a bit at deathmatch. And should be showing us some pretty good games soon as well. So now Jakei just needs to keep his army back on top of that hill, pulling it back every time, camping on that hill, forcing Reska to come to him. And he's in a pretty decent position. Another Treb out though for Reska, and Jakei's going to have to send some paladins to deal with it once again. But he's not taking map control. That's the primary concern right now. He's not taking the resources on the map. He's only got 1 relic in the bank. He might lose his castle if he's not careful. Needs to send those paladins across the map. Take down that Treb right now. And Reska's not defending his Trebs well enough. He's got all of his paladins heading over now, but it's too late. And Jakei's just going to pick the Treb off and then run away. And the castle's going to stay up. And Reska's going to go around now, it seems, with his army. Going to try and take a fight elsewhere. And Jakei's army's still camping on the hill. He's got to do something about this massive paladin army coming in from Reska. It's threatening his economy. He's got those 2 castles there, but his army's just out of position for this. The paladin's coming in, and Reska, well, 2 TCs, 2 castles. The paladin's coming in from Jakei. Does not want to take that fight. That would be a very bad fight for him to take. And Jakei's just going to force him away and head back to the hill. Alright. So stalemate pretty much, and Reska now gonna deny Jakei from taking that extra gold pile on the right hand side of the map. I like these forward barracks from Reska as well, and he's starting to raid Jakei's economy, realizing how passive Jakei has been playing this game. Camping on the hill. Now Jakei moving forward with his entire army, the throwing axemen, the paladins, starting to force Reska off of gold, and I think he could have enough here. He's got a lot of paladins and a lot of throwing axemen. Reska's lost his fight. This is looking bad for Reska. His military is falling. He's now got half the army size compared to Jakei. And Jakei just going to continue to press forward with all those throwing axemen? No, he's going home. Okay. Once again, just playing so defensive here. Going to go back to the hill. I don't know about this. He's clearing up the throwing axemen. He's going to secure that gold pile. Going to get that castle up here, which is nice for him. Bit of extra gold on the map going Jakei's way, and he's found the forward as well, so he's probably going to clear that up with some trebs, or some rams, probably trebs. Hill should just ignore the hill. He doesn't have to go for the hill, but it's a very important hill in the middle of the middle of the map. If he goes around, it's really close for Jakei to go there, and Jakei can just push in through the middle. I suppose he does have at least one castle there defending, but just map control there. Looks like Jakei gonna throw down his own barracks to defend from this push. Expecting, yep, traps coming out already. Start taking down that castle on the right hand side. We see some sneaky stables here from Reska as well. Reska once again with the trap, trying to take down that castle. He's just been doing the same thing over and over again. I don't think Jakei cares too much about that anymore. He's already finished taking the gold there and continues to camp on top of his nice little safe hill. Alright, so the 3 traps take down Reska's castle on the right hand side. Losing him more map control, 100 military now to 60 odd. So here, yeah, well I say here, just different ways of saying it. And now we see the Paladins moving forward from Reska, but this is a bad fight for him. Just too much army here from Jakei, and he's gonna lose this very easily. Look at all those throwing axemen, and the Paladins as well. Reska's going to lose his entire army here. There's no way he can take this fight. Now he's gonna lose all these Scorpions, the throwing axemen, the Trebs as well. Just not enough. And Jakei reinforcing with even more Paladins coming in from the back. Oh, this is a little bad in terms of the micro. Paladins getting stuck behind the throwing axemen. A little unfortunate. And now let's see what the Onager can do. Almost gets a nice shot off, but not quite. And now he's going to lose all of this siege. It's ugly. Very ugly for him. In the meantime, Jakei managing to raid here with some of those Paladins on the right-hand side. And should be able to bring some Trebs in now to clear up this castle here from Reska as well. Reska back on the gold here. The secondary gold at the front. Jakei now bringing in 6 traps there, I believe, to start taking down the castles, defending Reska's economy, and it's just looking better and better for Jakei and worse for Reska at this rate. Alright, so Reska bringing in some army to defend. He should have enough. He's got those Paladins, those throwing axemen. Jakei's not defending his traps very well. He could lose all of these traps. Bringing in his army from the back here to defend as well. So he should be... well, he might lose the traps, but it's going to cost Reska his entire army to do so. Paladins now streaming in from Jakei on the other side as well. As long as he groups his army up here, he'll take another good fight there. And this is the beginning of the end. We're going to see a GG call fairly soon, I think, from Reska. Looking at his resources, still plenty of gold in the bank though. Saying that, he's just struggling for population with those 3 relics in the bank. He's got gold income. Going for the hill now. There for Jakei, he's got those traps coming in to start taking down that castle. He's lost most of his Paladins though, not having his Paladins defending those Trebs and the throwing axemen. A little unfortunate for him. He's fighting on 2 sides right now. Needs a few more Paladins defending these Trebs. He's got 4 there. And it looks like Reska struggling to decide what to do as well. He's losing both castles. He will lose both castles, inevitably, going down there. 1 down, 2nd down, and now his economy starting to look so vulnerable. He's going for the raid once again with a couple of Scorpions and throwing axemen, but Jakei's economy is quite well protected. He's coming in with a couple of Paladins, 2 Paladins and 2 Rams on the left-hand side as well. You're sure the Chinese guy's playing with 1 hand? I don't think so. Alright, so Jakei just vacating the right-hand side a little too much. Gonna lose a few throwing axemen there, but he's bringing in more Halbs now. His Paladins are streaming in it. His traps are moving forward. Reska's about to lose those TCs there, and then he's going to lose those production buildings as well as that castle. Even if he manages to clear up the army from Jakei on the right-hand side, he cannot clear up the army on the left-hand side. Jakei is everywhere, all over Reska's economy now as well. Reska's population dropping 75 vills now to 105. His military count looking at 30 odd to almost 100 in favor of Jakei, who can keep up production of all his units. I mean, Reska's got resources. He's got almost 1k gold and 1k food. But it's looking GG, yeah, indeed. I'm just waiting for the call. Well, Jakei failing to reinforce very well here with his paladins going down. Needs more help, he needs more army there, and he's gonna run away with his traps now with those paladins from Reska. Apparently enough to force Jakei away for a bit. His paladins busy raiding on the other side of the map, killing off what economy Reska has managed to reproduce. He's just gonna mass up once again, and I'm not sure where he's going with this army and the trebs. I mean, he's splitting up the trebs and the army, so he's gonna take down that castle. And Reska's going to lose yet another trebuchet that he was trying to take down a castle with. Reska just hasn't done a good enough job of defending his trebs. There we go, that castle gonna go down. Looks like Jakei just raiding with the halbs and pretty happy with the amount of damage she's done through the middle. Calling GG now here for Reska. And it was indeed over. So, well played for both players, especially since Reska apparently coming into the series pretty drunk. Did sober up towards the end, playing a lot better. 577 units killed to 452 lost, but so many trebs went down for Reska. Undefended, especially on the left-hand side. 29 buildings raised to 3, 145 to 132 largest army. A stronger economy, it seems, for Reska. He had more wood, more food, more gold, just less stone compared to Jakei. And also 3 relics, more relic gold income rather, 112 to 97 mil high. But Jakei wins, so that's 3-0 in favor of him. Okay, guys, where's Reska? Alright guys, that wraps up this series, rather, between Jakei and Reska, with Jakei taking it 3-0. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the games. They were classics, I think. Interesting choice by Reska going for the Persian War on Gold Rush, but Jakei choosing Franks on DMGA. It doesn't get more standard than that, pretty much. So, thank you guys for watching once again, and I'm sorry about the first game. I did mess up a little, but that's all from me tonight. I don't think I'll be doing any more streaming. It is already 1 AM. So good night, everyone, and head on over to Voobly Official, where I believe there'll be a whole day of games. Wonder, basically Control the Monument games from Nilfgaard. Should be interesting.